This is the beginner's guide of cloud computing. If you have zero knowledge in cloud, then this video makes you learn about what is a cloud and what is a data center and how it works, and you're also going to learn about the different types of clouds. You don't have any prior knowledge required, so let's watch. You already use the cloud every time you do any of these, like you are using cloud computing. If you send an Gmail, your email lives on Google server, not on your phone, so you are using the cloud. You are watching YouTube videos, like you're watching this video, so the video is stored on the Google computers around the world, not on your storage, not on your mobile phone, or not on your computer. It's stored in the Google's computers around the world. So you use WhatsApp, messages go through the Meta server before reaching your friend, and you use the Google Photos. The photos are stored on the Google's hard drives, not your phone memory, right? So you listen to Spotify or Geo7 songs, the music files are stored on their servers and it's not on your device, right? So you use the net banking feature, your bank balance lives on the bank's cloud servers. The cloud is just other people's computer that you use over the internet. Simple terms, cloud is not like what you see this one, but it's you are using someone else's computer over the internet to store, process, or run things instead of doing it on your own device. Think of it like electricity. You don't build your own power station just to charge your phone, right? You just plug in and use electricity from the grid. Cloud is the same. You plug into the internet and use cloud computing power from the cloud. Like you can access anywhere, like using phone, laptop, or tablet. Same data you can access from anywhere. Nothing you need to install, like no servers to buy or maintain yourself. Pay only what you use, like a water bill, pay for usage, not upfront. So this is what cloud is. Like you can see this diagram shows your devices, like you've been using laptops, phone, desktop, tablets. So these are your devices, but in terms of cloud, it's about email, Netflix, Google Drive, banking app. These are some of the cloud services that you are using currently. Like the cloud is the internet based computers doing work for you. Like you don't have a physical storage to store your data, you can store it on the cloud. It's like someone else's computer, so you are going to learn more about it. So what is a data center? So this is important. Like a data center is a large warehouse-sized building filled with thousands of servers, kept very cold like AC all day, has its own backup power supply, extremely secure with guards plus CCTV. Like the key idea here is the cloud is not floating in the air like the definition. Like what you see, what it come into your mind if you say cloud. Like it's a something that is in the air, but actually in this scenario, it's not that. So it physically lives in massive building centers called the data centers. Like your data is in someone else's computer. As I said before, your data is in the someone else's computer. So there are some of the cloud service providers who stores your data. They are storing in their data centers. We can call it as the server room. Rows of server racks connected by high-speed fiber cables, and this is a diagrammatic representation of it. So thousands plus servers in a single building, 24/7, running non-stop, 365 days a year, 99.99% uptime, almost never goes down. Like who owns them? Like Amazon has the AWS, Microsoft Azure, the Google Cloud Platform. They own thousands of these buildings worldwide to provide you the cloud service. So now you have an idea of what cloud is, where the data are stored. Now, what is inside a data center? Like inside a data center, a massive building that houses thousands of computers running 24/7, that is where your data actually lives when you use cloud services. You're storing in the internet, you're storing in your cloud service. So it is in the data center, which has the server racks, which has the security cameras, which has biometric access for the cooling, the power, UPS. If power goes down, UPS will work. And the networking, the core switches, the fiber to ISP, the internet. Like servers is the actual computers doing all the work. Each server is about the size of a pizza box and is stacked in a rack. Like it has a cooling system, like servers working 24/7. So it get hot, like your phone on a long call. GAN ACs keep them cool 24/7. Like power or UPS, like backup generators and batteries, so that even if electricity goes out, servers keeps running. networking. It has the cables, switches that connect all servers together and link them to the internet. So these are some of the things that you should definitely need to know. So let's move on. Like, how does cloud work? The step-by-step procedures of how it works. Like when you open Instagram, for example, so here is what happens in less than 1 second. When you click Instagram on your phone, you open the Instagram on your phone sends a request through your Wi-Fi or mobile data on the internet. The request travels through the internet and data packets flies across fiber optic cables, traveling at the speed of light to reach the Instagram servers. Instagram server receives your request. Inside a data center, a server finds your post, photos and stories from a huge database. Data is sent back to your phone and your feed, photos and videos are sent back again through the internet to your device. You see your Instagram feed. All of this happens in under 1 second without any app installed on the server side. This is so cool, right? So this is about it, right? So this is what is happening in less than a second, right? When you click open Instagram on your phone, like when you click the Instagram icon on your phone, this is happening in just 1 second. That's cool, right? So we have the different types of clouds, like the public cloud, like it's like a public bus. Anyone can use it. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud are public clouds. Startups, students and small businesses mainly use public clouds, which is the cheapest option and which can easy to use and scale instantly. Data shared with others is a warning and it has less control. Example, you creating a website on AWS, everyone can see your data is shared and you do have less control. So other than that, we have the private cloud. It's like a private car. Only one organization uses it, fully dedicated just for them. It is used by the banks, military, government. The maximum security it offers and it full control it offers, also no data sharing. Like it's very expensive and it's hard to set up. So that's about the private cloud. Example is like RBI's internal banking system, which is a private cloud. And we can say that about hybrid cloud, like owning a car and using buses, like mix of both public and private cloud is what we can call it as the hybrid cloud. Best of both worlds, like hospitals, large companies, sensitive data equal to private and normal apps equal to public. If you have sensitive data, it will host on the private cloud. If you don't have to host it in public cloud, if you have normal apps, it will be in the public cloud. Like that, using both private and public is called as the hybrid cloud. Like it has cost efficient, but it's more complex, need good IT team to set it up. And example is like hospital keeps patient records private and website on public cloud. So these are some of the 3 different types of clouds that you learned, like public, the private, the hybrid. That's cool, right? So this is something to keep in mind. So what can you get from the cloud? Like cloud providers offer 3 different levels of services. Like you can just choose what you want. Like these are the cloud service models, like the pizza analogy. Like how much does the cloud provider do for you? Like we have IaaS, like the infrastructure as a service, the platform as a service, and the software as a service. Like in infrastructure as a service, you get an empty kitchen. You buy ingredients, cook everything yourself. So that is what infrastructure as a service is. Set up OS, software, databases, security, everything is set up by you. The provider only handles the servers plus network only in the infrastructure as a service. You get full control. You can just set up OS, software, database, security, everything. Example, Amazon EC2, like running an empty computer, you do the rest. So that's about IaaS. Like it is best for developers and IT professionals. Other than that, the next one is about the platform as a service. In this case, it's about restaurant gives you a kitchen plus equipment. You only cook the food. In terms of IaaS, you get an empty kitchen, like you get an empty computer, you do the rest. But in this case, you manage just your app and your data. The provider will gives you OS, runtime, servers. Example, Heroku, just upload your code, it runs automatically. But in this case, you have to upload something like your code, right? So then it will work. But it is best suitable for the app developers who just want to code. Right. So as compared to IaaS, the infrastructure as a service, we don't have anything. Like we have the provider will only give you the servers and network only. It's like giving you a computer, you do the rest of the things to work. The computer needs to work. Like if you get an empty kitchen, you have to buy ingredients, you have to cook everything, right? So but in terms of PaaS, the platform as a service, like it's like a restaurant gives you kitchen plus the equipment. You only cook the food, you have all the vegetables and everything there, you only cook the food with the equipments that you have, right? Like that, you have to upload the code to run, right? So that's about the platform as a service. But as compared to the software as a service, it's about restaurant cooks and serves the meal, you just eat. That's cool, right? So you manage, you just open and use the application. Like provider gives you everything, like you are using the Gmail, the Zoom, open browser, login, you use nothing. Yeah, you do nothing, right? Nothing to set up, right? It's best for everyone, no tech skills needed in the software as a service, like Gmail, the Zoom app, which are all software as a service. Let's move on with the who are the big cloud providers. We have the AWS, Amazon Web Services, has a market share of 32%. Services 200 plus cloud services, known for most popular. It is being used by the Netflix, Airbnb, NASA, and most startups are using the AWS. If you build a website, chances are it's on AWS. Free tier is available for students. And in Azure is about the Microsoft Azure, which has 22% market share. Services is 200 plus cloud services, known for used heavily by enterprises and companies already using the Microsoft products. It's about Office 365, and most Indian banks and IT companies use Azure, and it also have free tier available for students. And we have the GCP, which is the Google Cloud Platform, which has 11% market share, which serves about 150 plus cloud services, and which is known for best for AI and machine learning and data analytics. Google's own products like YouTube, Gmail, which are all running on the Google Cloud Platform. If you use Google products, you are already using the Google Cloud Platform, which also have the free tier available for students. So these are some of the major big cloud providers like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform. So before cloud and after cloud, like before cloud, you buy servers, it's about 50 lakhs plus rupees you have to spend upfront. Hire IT team to maintain all those things. Setups take 6 plus months. It will crash. All users suffers, need troubleshoot, and need more, buy more servers, need physical space, and a lot of things you have to suffer before the cloud, which is you can call it as the on-premise. But in terms of cloud, after the invention of cloud, you can see in cloud way like AWS, Azure, Google, or whatever cloud service provider you are using, you only pay per use. Like what do you want, what you're using, you pay per use, like about 5 rupees per hour. Like provider handles IT, ready in 5 minutes, 99.99% uptime guaranteed, and need more, click a button, access from anywhere. Like in terms of cloud, you can just access it from anywhere in the world, right? If you want more storage, then you have to pay, you will get more storage, right? So what you want, you can just click and you will be able to get all, right? That's about the cloud, right? But in terms of on premise, you have to do a lot. But after the invention of cloud, companies are using cloud and they can make things so easier. That's cool, right? So is the cloud safe? That's the question coming into your mind, maybe. So great question. The answer is yes, but it depends on who is responsible for what. Like in cloud, you also have the shared responsibility model where the cloud providers secure the building and hardware. You are responsible for your data and settings. If you configure it wrong, then your data may expose. Like a flat or apartment builder builds secure walls and locks, you are responsible for not leaving your keys with the strangers. If you give your keys with the strangers, maybe strangers will enter and open your room and steal something from it, right? You have to be careful about your data and settings in cloud, but the provider in it will manage the building and hardware. It's just an example, right? So you can say about the strong password, you have to use the strong password like unique passwords and enable the 2FA, two-factor authentication on all your cloud accounts. And don't expose your data. A common mistake that people make is leaving the storage buckets public. By accident, attackers find these in minutes and their data is exposed. So encrypt your data. Always store your sensitive data encrypted. Cloud providers offer this automatically for most services. And we have the identity access management, which is the IAM, only give people's access to what they need. don't give everyone admin access, least privilege. If you have to give permission to someone else, don't give admin permission. So what actually that person will need to do it for you, you have to give permission accordingly. You have to give least permission only for every time. If you want to give permission to someone else, you have to give only the least permission. So what we learned today is about the cloud. Like, we are using the other people's computer, you use all the internet, right? You are not using the sky or something that you think, you're using other people's computer, right? So that's about the cloud, right? So what is about the public or private? Like, we have the public or private. Like, public is about the shared, and the private equal to dedicated, and hybrid equal to both. You're using both. Public means you're being using shared computer, it's like, and private is about the dedicated. You have your own, like you own a car, you can do anything with it, right? So in public, you are in a private bus, there is a lot of people around there, right? In hybrid, you use accordingly, you use private and public according to your needs. Like, if you store sensitive data in private and the rest of the things in the public, like that. So in terms of cloud security, the provider secures the hardware, you secure your data and access settings. You have to secure your data, your access settings. The provider secures the hardware. And we have the data centers. We learned about data centers is a massive buildings full of servers where cloud physically lives. And we have some of the models like IaaS, infrastructure as a service, the platform as a service, software as a service, from running servers to just using software or pick your level. So if you want to manage everything, you can use IaaS. If you give code and run, then you can just PaaS. If you only need to, if you want to use Gmail or Zoom, it's about the software as a service, like that. So the top providers are AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. All have free student tiers, right? So next thing that I'm just recommending it to you is to sign up for AWS free tier and try some Acme rooms about cloud. That's it, guys. Follow for more. See you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.